Well, all right. Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four. Of course, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. I say it every day, wherever you're watching our live stream this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your Wednesday afternoon here. Now, we have some breaking news for you all just into our newsroom just a few minutes ago. The man accused of shooting and killing a motel owner out in Colbert County was found guilty this afternoon. Now, of course, who you're seeing on screen is William Moore. He was found guilty of the offense of murder as charged in his indictment. Now, of course, investigators say William Moore, the man you see on screen, shot Pravin Patel 3 times after being refused a room early last year. This happened in Colbert County, and 48's Aria Pons has been in court yesterday as well as today. She'll have the latest on this situation and this verdict coming up in our evening newscast, so make sure to stick around. But now we're going to move out to Huntsville, where a man was recently arrested for shooting into an apartment after an argument. Now, last night around 11:30 p.m., officers responded to a scent trail. As an officer approached that apartment, he said he heard several gunshots and saw a man immediately afterward. Now, that man is who you're seeing on screen. He was detained. During the investigation, officers found evidence that an apartment had been struck by gunfire. They recovered the firearm believed to have been used along with shell casings. The apartment was occupied at the time, but thankfully no injuries were reported. Now, 42-year-old Mario Robinson, that's who you're seeing on screen, he was arrested and charged. And we'll have the latest on this situation coming up in our evening newscasts. But now heading out to Boaz, where 5 were injured and taken to the hospital after a crash this morning between a pickup truck and a school bus. Now, authorities say the crash happened around 6:30 this morning. It happened on Reed Avenue and Shields Road. Upon arrival, officers determined that the school bus was carrying 6 students and a driver. Thankfully, no injuries were reported among the students on the bus. The pickup truck was driven by a Boaz man and had 4 passengers. Authorities say everyone inside the truck were injured, and we'll be sure to keep you updated both on air and online as we learn more. But now let's talk about the weather. A beautiful afternoon this afternoon. It was beautiful this morning. This is what I am talking about. Gotta love that October weather. A bit chilly, which is certainly refreshing this time of the year. But let's turn over to 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis for a look at the weather. Brad?
Well, we got some really nice weather to finish out the work week. Enjoy it. Next week, much cooler, and it's going to start with Sunday with wet weather. Temperatures in the 50s, so we've got good soup weather coming our way. You see that feels like early in the morning Friday, just like tomorrow morning. Lows will be in the upper 30s and low 40s. A beautiful day out in the shoals and really everywhere enjoying nice weather. Temperatures currently on average around 70 degrees. And the coldest part of the air mass, this will continue to sneak down here over the coming days, and definitely by next week we'll all be feeling chilly weather. These are high temperatures in the 40s across the Great Lakes. They've got rain up there too. Our weather over the next 3 days, 74 tomorrow, 72 Friday, and then it's all downhill into the weekend. We may only stay in the 60s with the clouds Saturday, morning low of 48. And then look what comes our way Saturday night into Sunday morning. This is Saturday morning. The clouds quickly return across the area. Very wet across East Texas, Southeast Oklahoma, into Arkansas, Louisiana. This is a slow-moving storm system. We've been talking about this for a few days now. As we get into Sunday, we start to see the rain crossing the state line. Notice we start Sunday morning at 57. Temperatures will actually begin dropping when the rain starts falling. So we expect a steady, light to moderate rain as we go beyond the lunch hour Sunday and continue into the evening. So if you are traveling, something to be advised, you may need to check those windshield wipers. Get some Rain-X, things like that if you're traveling, especially the entire state, because it is awfully wet into the evening hours. In fact, we go up to 11 o'clock and it is still raining. So super soaker potentially for the end of the weekend. More details coming up at 4, 5, 6, and 10.
I love it. Good soup weather. Thank you, Brad. And I've already gotten a head start on that soup weather, and I was feeling a little bit under the weather this weekend. My girlfriend Jamie came over, and she made me some nice taco soup. Perfect for this time of the year, no doubt about it, and perfect when you're feeling a bit sick, especially as the season begins to change. Allergies are everywhere. I was dealing with the sinus infection, so it is certainly great to have some warm soup waiting for you. No complaints there. But also make sure you tune in to 48 First Alert Weather Extra. I say it every day. That is live streamed right here wherever you're watching before the 4. Right now, First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis, he'll be back here in the streaming center. He'll have all the latest that he's seeing on the radar, and that is at 9:30 tonight. You're just not going to want to miss it. And feel free to leave a comment. Any thoughts, questions, concerns you might have, Brad will shout you out, and he will work to find that answer for you. But now we're going to head to break. But coming up, Huntsville City Councilman speaking out after the loss of his good friend in the Montana plane crash over the weekend. And details on the upcoming Rocket City Classic. You're just not going to want to miss it. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Before the 4. Now, a Huntsville City Councilman is looking back and reminiscing on the great friendship he had with Mark Anderson. Of course, the husband and father killed in a tragic plane crash in Montana over the weekend. 48's Nick Ballinger spoke with the councilman and has more. Let's take a look.
As many in the Huntsville community continue to mourn the loss of Mark, Ellie, and Lainey Anderson, it becomes more and more apparent just how much of an impact they made. Even in the bleachers, just passing time at a volleyball game sprouted into a meaningful friendship between families. It's been 4 days since the unthinkable happened in Montana, where the deaths of a Huntsville father and 2 daughters leaves missing pieces in the community.
In this whole town, there's a lot of people in this town that are hurting.
Huntsville City Councilman David Little is one of them who on Friday didn't just lose a constituent, he lost a friend.
I wasn't expecting the emotion.
Mark Anderson and his 2 daughters, Lainey and Ellie, were killed when their plane crashed in the Montana wilderness on Friday. As 2 families with daughters from Huntsville High, the Littles and the Andersons had known each other for years.
So we have 3 kids, and our middle daughter played volleyball with Lainey, their oldest, sitting in the stands kind of chuckling at how crazy volleyball parents could be. We had an instant friendship.
6 years worth of volleyball tournaments each weekend meant a lot of time for the fathers to bond over their love of aviation.
You know, here I am, regular person working a 9-to-5 job, and he's zigzagging all over the country. If you walked up and spent time with him, you'd think the dude was retired because he was just always just so casual about life and easygoing.
That dad-to-dad friendship went even further than those bleachers.
You know, it's like 8 o'clock and my phone rings. It's Mark. He says, "Hey, I got an extra seat to the Mississippi State game and a ticket. You want to go?" And looked over at my wife and said, "I'm going to be gone for a few hours."
Eventually, their daughters would grow up, but that never stopped Little and Anderson from keeping their friendship alive.
Approach path is right over where I live. I would pull up my app and I knew the tail number of the plane he flew, and I'd see it was him. And so I'd text him.
Little says even though they may be gone, the impact the trio left on the community will live on.
You realize how many people love this family.
There's a prayer vigil for the Andersons on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. at Milton Frank Stadium. In Huntsville, Nick Ballinger, 48 on your side.
Well, now some exciting news for Alabama basketball fans. The tip-off time for the Rocket City Classic has been announced, and it's the earliest it's ever been. Now, the University of Alabama men's basketball team will face off against Kennesaw State at 1 p.m. at the Von Braun Center on December 21st. Alabama is picked to finish fourth in the SEC under head coach Nate Oates, while Kennesaw State is coming in as one of the contenders to win the Conference USA title. Tickets are on sale through the VBC box office and Ticketmaster. Now, make sure you get these tickets early. A lot of people are going to be coming to this game. Should be an exciting one, no doubt about it. But now, maybe you're looking for a weekend getaway out in nature during this gorgeous month of October, but you're having trouble finding a place to stay, especially as the federal government remains shut down. Well, the Great Smoky Mountains is one place for you to go, not too far away. Cities, counties, the state, and nonprofits have teamed up to keep the Great Smoky Mountains National Park open through November 2nd during the shutdown. NBC reporter Ellis Rold has the details. Let's take a look.
While the government remains closed, the Smokies are open.
Well, I think everyone realized how important it was that we have the park open, completely open during the month of October.
Through a unique collaboration of cities, counties, and other groups, the park has been fully funded throughout the government shutdown.
I think it was great for these communities and government entities to come together and realize that having the park is important to the community.
The state of Tennessee, Sevier County, Blount County, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, and Friends of the Smokies are stepping in, donating money to keep the park operational.
All of these folks recognized how important that October is for our tourism industry. It's a big month. We have a lot of folks visiting the area. They visit it to go to the park and see the beauty that the fall colors bring.
It costs more than $60,000 a day to operate the park. That's about $430,000 a week. The state is donating $80,000 a week, the others $45,000.
So it's great to see that there's a common thread and a common thought among the leaders to make sure that it happens.
The park is funded through November 2nd.
Next week, we will be talking with every one of them to see how we move forward if the shutdown continues.
There's no guarantee the donors get reimbursed. Still, they say keeping the park clean and open is worth it.
Good deal. The Great Smoky Mountains not too far away. A nice little weekend getaway, no doubt about it. But now let's talk about the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. Now earlier we talked about the Rocket City Classic, but the Magic City Classic is happening this weekend down in Birmingham. Get all those details on the annual Alabama A&M and Alabama State football game coming up. Reporting on Alabama State prisons after a new documentary was released depicting the hard life prisoners go through here in the state. And finally, more information coming to light after a murder in Marshall County 1 month ago. And these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. And y'all know what time it is now. I don't even have to say it, but I will anyway. It is time for Facebook fun. And our 48 Facebook question today, you know, October is a beautiful month. I've been saying it all month. My favorite month out of the entire year. So it's a great time to go picnicking. So our question is, what is your go-to picnic meal or snack? And I think October is the greatest month to go picnicking. The weather's perfect. It is just so beautiful outside. It is my go-to picnic month. But what is your go-to picnic meal? Let's see what y'all had to say. Looks like Sam said a ham and lettuce sandwich. Did not get all that. A fried bologna sandwich with grilled onions and mustard chips and dip. That is from Sharon Snyder. Gotta love those fried bologna sandwiches. One of my favorites. Keith said ham and cheese sandwich or a hamburger. Hey, those are great options as well. Love hamburgers, love ham and cheese sandwiches. Gail said chicken pasta salad. Gotta love that chicken pasta salad. I haven't had chicken pasta salad in a hot minute, so I'm definitely hungry now. Thank you for that. Lettuce sandwich with mayo, nacho cheese flavored tortilla chips, and a Diet Coke. Hey, awesome food choices here, but I think for me, I'm gonna have to go with the bucket of chicken. That is my go-to picnic meal. Gotta love that bucket of chicken, whether it's from Bojangles, from Popeyes, some KFC. Get those mashed potatoes, that mac and cheese. Yeah, you just can't go wrong with a bucket of chicken. 100%. Well, y'all had super awesome comments, as always, on our 48 Facebook question of the day. But that is just about all the time I have for today's Before the Four. But I hope you all enjoy our evening newscast tonight. Enjoy Weather Extra tonight at 9:30. I'll see you guys again tomorrow at 3:40. But as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.